Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Part 3 gang, y'all, let's get it, y'all. Part 3 gang, y'all, let's get it. Like, let's get it. Let's go. Man, Chuck was crazy, man. His last words was, thanks, Weezy. He was super happy, man. Like, I ain't even gonna lie. Like, he got a lot of stuff. I ain't even gonna lie. He got a lot of stuff. I go back in the pod, you know what I mean? I'm going back up the steps. Before I go in my cell, Pop goes, hey, Weezy. You know, the laundry area right there. The back door is like the laundry area. He said, hey, Weezy. I said, what's up? He was like, hey, come here, man. He was like, come here, man. I was like, what's up? He was like, hey, my home dog gonna holler at you, man. He said he trying to buy some of that stuff. He talking about the same old head. I was like, yeah, he owed me on store day. And which store day was coming, you know what I mean? Store day was coming up. Store day was Monday. So I'm like, yeah, he owed me on store day. He was like, yeah, but he said you ain't never holler at him again. I said, yeah, because I just gave him something. Like, I just gave him something on the house, for real, bro. I ain't even charge him 25. I was about to. He was like, yeah, but he wants some more, though. I was like, man, where he at, man? Because I ain't had nothing. I was going to send him at the white dude because he act like he know him. So he pull up on me. He was like, what's up? I said, yo, holler at Jeff, man. He was like, you sold him all the package. He was like, you sold him all of it. I said, man, look, man, yeah. He was like, I thought I told you don't do that, man. What you mean you told me not to do that? I said, man, I'm doing business, old school. What you talking about? You like, man, listen, all I'm saying is, man, white boys will play games sometime. Like, they know their limits. But if you give a dude that much, like, you know, like, ain't no telling, you know what I mean? Like, I said, man, listen, my man told me to mess with him, man. My man told me to rock with him. So like, I don't know what you're talking about. I said, what you mad because you can't buy it like that? I said, come on, man. I said, his people's pay that money. I said, your people's ain't paying no money like that, man. He was like, I mean, yeah, true indeed, but I'm just saying, though, I'm just trying to look out for you, youngin. I'm like, man, look, you ain't got to do none of that, man. I said, what you trying to get, though? I said, because I might can holler at him and make the play. He was like, look, see, you can get $50 to store that. I said, I didn't really want to do it. But I kind of didn't really want to leave old head on stuck. And I should not have nothing to do with this, man, because my business is already handled and done. But at the same time, though, I said, man, you know what, man, I'm going to go see what I can pull off, y'all. So boom. So now I go to the door. I'm at the door. I'm like, trying to get the dudes in 31 attention because they part doors are right across my part door. I'm like, yeah. Jeff. Yeah, white boy Jeff. Get Jeff. Dude was like, I see dude turn around like, I can't hear him like this. Jeff. We call him Jeff, I guess. Hey, Jeff. He come back to the joint. He was like, yo, got the cut up. I'm like, oh, he got the cut up. He's like, yeah. I said, yo, when he finished, tell him Weezy say, come holler at him. He was like, bet. I was like, all right, bet. So I dip off. You know what I mean? I'm up there talking popcorn and him like, I'm gonna go by. I'm like, I'm in the trunk, yeah. I go back down the steps when the door open, I look. I said, yo. I see my old homie. I said, yo, get Jeff for me, man. He was like, you got the cut up, bro. I'm like, you still got the cut up? I'm like, man. I see the old head come downstairs. He like, what's up, Weezy? I'm like, bro, I'm working on it, man. Calm down, man. Relax, man. You know what I mean? He like, man. Old head see me. He like, what's up, Weezy? I'm like, bro, relax, man. I'm working on it, man. Chill out. You know what I mean? So I'm like, man, I'm ready to give up. I'm ready to give up because I'm like, for real, he probably in there getting blasted. That's what he got all that hottest chicken, man. Jeff is in there getting turned up, y'all. So boom. I can imagine with how much pebbles he putting in the joint now because he got a bunch of pebbles. So I'm like, man, you know what, man? My old homeboy, I used to 229. He got transferred when I used to go over to the park. I used to go in his cell. But I'm like, I still knew dudes over there. I was like, I'm about to shoot over there right quick. Forget it. You know what I mean? It was still the weekend. I'm like, man, let me go over here. So I shoot over the joint. I get in the park. I'm like, Jeff's cell was all the way in the back by the handicap on the back wall. You know what I mean? So I look, I see he got the cut up. I'm like, this joint crazy. So I'm like, man, he still got a cut up? I'm like, yeah, bro, wildin'. So I'm over there talking to the dude from Richmond that I know for a minute, me and him kicking it. I'm just waiting to see if he got his cut down. I'm like, he still ain't got the cut down. Lady said, stand by for child. Stand by for child. I was like, I'm cool with that. That's my escape. When all of them come out, I ain't gonna do nothing. Just go back out in the hallway, stand by my door and just wait for them to leave, and then she gonna let me back in. So I'm like, the cut finally come down. The cut from down, the door open. I just seen a white boy go this way, a white boy go that way. Another black dude came on steps like this. He was like, I was like, what the heck? And I just seen Jeff. Jeff come to the cell. He come to the door like this. He was like, he had his shirt off. He was like, oh, what's up, Weezy? I said, man, you ain't hear me calling you. He was like, come here, man. I was like, shh. I'm like, hey, bro. Yeah, I'm calling you for 2 hours, man. He was like, what's up? I was like, he said, what you think I ain't gonna pay you money, man? Come on, Weezy, man. He hit me on my shoulder. He was like, come on, Weezy. I was like, come on, man. I was like, yo, chill out, man. I was like, you look. I said, this dude in my part trying to spend $50 commissary. He was like, no, I don't have nothing for sale. Who is it? I tell him the old head. He was like, nah, I don't have nothing, man. I don't have nothing, man. I don't want no money. I don't want no commissary. I don't want nothing, Weezy. I was like, man, look, man, like, I'm just letting you know the count. You know what I mean? I was like, you want me to tell him no? Because I told him holler at you, man. I was like, you sure you can't do that? He was like, no. Everything I do, Weezy, everything I got is going into my pipe, Weezy. I'm putting it in my pipe. Everything I got is going in my pipe, man. You see those dudes that was just in the cell? Like, they came in and hit the pipe. Like, I'm not giving away nothing. You want to get high? You're going to have to hit my pipe. I was like, man, pause isn't invented yet, but like, hit your pipe is diabolical, y'all, so boom. But he enjoying that he got all this stuff. You know what I mean? He got a bunch of Hardee's chicken. The man don't want to share. Like, what could I do about it? Nothing. So I went back and told dude that was a no-go. Dude looked like he was mad. Like, he was mad. That's word. I seen old head face. He was like, he looked at me kind of like, I said, man, what you want me to do, man? I said, I got to do business, man. Like, I can't be just waiting on dudes to spend $50 store and all that stuff, bro. I'm trying to get money, man. So Monday roll around, commissary come, old head come back and pay me. You know what I mean? Old head pay me every dime. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie, old head pay me every dime. He pull up, he was like, look, man. He said, I ain't got no problem. White boy Jeff or nothing, man. He was like, but I already knew you weren't gonna give me nothing for you. I already knew you weren't gonna be able to get nothing like that from him for me. He don't mess with me like that, man. He was like, because he know I know him. I said, what you mean you know him? He was like, man, he just full of games when he want to be. I said, nah, bro. I said, Jeff cool, man. He said, yeah, he cool for the money. But other than that, he full of games, though, man. I was like, look, you know what I mean? I counted a little money on game, and I was like, yo, what you want me to do? You know what I mean? He was like, you good. Me and you square. All right, he dip out. You know what I mean? So I get all my little stuff that people owe me. I was straight, you know what I mean? Store day was always a good day. I got a bunch of commissary. I can make anything I want to eat. I can snack on anything that I want to snack on. I got drinks. I got all of that. I'm chilling, you know what I mean? So I'm like, man, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling great up in 30 building around this time, man. I ain't even gonna lie, man. Like everything was straight all the way up until Tuesday rolled around. So it was like Monday went so fast because it was store day. So when Tuesday rolled around, it was like, I'm like, man, like, you know what I mean? The morning time came, I woke up feeling good. Like, yo, I'm about to get this car for $600. I need that. Put that in the cut. Phew. You know what I mean? You know, tell her what I can do with that. So I'm just chilling. You know what I mean? Early morning game. Next thing you know, it's count time. It's time for lockdown. You know what I mean? So bro usually holler at me. Last time he paid me after count. You know what I mean? So I did the same routine with count clear. I came out. I looked out in the hallway. I seen the diabetics leaving out first before we go to child. They always go before everybody. Diabetics is dipping out. I see the barber dude out there. I hit the button. Like, yo, get me out. You know what I mean? They get me out. Go out there, I'm just talking to the barber. He cutting somebody. I'm like, who you got next? He was like, you can get next. I'm like, all right, so I'm just standing at the door. Again, you know what I mean? Being a Terminator on the low. I ain't even gonna lie, I'm being a Terminator, y'all. My word, I'm being a Terminator. There's $600 on the line. You nuts? I'm being a Terminator. I'm like, this on the side wall. But I'm like, when I came out, I looked right in they pod. I looked, Jeff ain't had him cut up, he ain't had nothing, you know what I mean? But I'm like, bro gonna come holler at me, man. So the lady said, stand by for child for the honor pod. You know what I mean? So the barber's in the honor pod. So he was like, I'm going to eat, bro. They got chicken patty. I'm like, oh, they got chicken patty. I'm going to eat too. So I went back in the pod. I got my shirt. Came back out where he was at. You know what I mean? I'm going to walk to the child over him. So again, I looked in the pod. I don't see Jeff. So the door opened up again. They door opened up. Somebody came back. They door opened up. I look. I'm like, I see him. I'm like, what's up, Jeff? He was like, oh, what's up, Weezy? I was like, yo, what's up? He was like, what's up? I'm like, what's up with my money? What you mean, what's up? He was like, man, you gonna get your money, Weezy. Calm down. I get on the phone this afternoon. I said, oh, it's this afternoon now, huh? He was like, yeah, this afternoon. I told you Tuesday, right? He said, this afternoon is still in Tuesday, right? That's not midnight. Like, he tried to get slick. I'm like, I said, yo, look, all right, man. I said, all right, man. Don't forget, you know, like, you be a man of your word, man. He was like, do I look worried, Weezy? Like, I do this, man. I was like, all right, man, you know what I mean? All right, everything. I laughed it off with him. All right, everything cool. So later on happened, you know what I mean? Later on went by. So the lunch went by. So now it's like after three, you know what I mean? So we locked down usually like after 4 or 5 or something like that. I forgot what time it was. We locked down around the time. So he don't say nothing to me. Like I told you, I was a little warm outside. So we get 3 wrecks, so it's night wreck. So when they call night wreck, I push out. I push out to go straight to his cell because now it's after 6. And I'm like, what's going on here? So I push out. When I push out, I go straight in that joint. I ain't gonna lie. I came in that joint like a Terminator. I was like this. I was like T2 coming in that joint. As soon as I walked in, I was like, and I was about to hit his steps. I was like, I stopped and looked. Something told me to look. I looked. I just seen him kneeling down on the phone. He was like, he was on the wall phone. He was kneeling down. I walk in. I'm like, I see him. I'm like, I sit down. Word, sit down. Table. I'm facing him. He look up. He was like, he seen me. He seen me. I was sitting right there. He was like, he's still talking on the phone. Is my word. I'm sitting on the table like this. I was like, man, I wonder what he talking about, man. That joke came out. I was like, he was on the phone. I couldn't really make out what he was saying. Got me in the bind. I read his lips. I heard that. Got me in the bind. Okay, I love you. He hit the jump. He get up. He was like, I was like, yo, come here, man. You scratching this shit. I was like, yo, come here. He was like, look, Weezy, don't go crazy. I was like, what do you mean don't go crazy? What's up? He was like, they don't have it today. They told me to get paid on Friday. But he was like, it could be before then. If my sister gets paid before then she's going to do it. Either way, all of them going to give me some money. Everything is going to be taken care of, Weezy. Like, I started seeing like he was off balance. You know what I mean? Like, he was kind of like, you know, so I'm like, man, it's all good, man. I was like, man, I was just coming to make sure everything was straight, though, man. I was like, for real, though, man, like, you got some receipt paper up there? I was like, I came to hit my man for some receipt paper because we about to roll up, have a party on our pod. He was like, yeah, I got some receipt paper. Come on up, man. Come on, dude. I was like, all right, so I'm behind him. He going up the steps. He's super lit. I see how he walking. He's super lit. He going up the steps. I'm right behind him like this. I got a red eye and a little Terminator game. I'm like, get up the steps. He going to cell. Right out there. We going to walk in the joint. As soon as he walk in the joint, he turned around. I was like, man, that's my word. I didn't like, people be saying I be praying on the week. I heard that in the comment. I ain't tripping, but like, I don't pray on the week. Anybody can get it if you disrespect me, man. Like, it just so happened the weakest the people that spend the money. You know what I mean? Like, it's not my fault. But as soon as he turned around, he went in his cell. As soon as he turned around to these freaking fists, grabbing him like this by his freaking shirt. He was turning around. I was like, I said, yo, look, man. I said, yo, who you playing with, Jeff, man? I said, what you think I'm a joke or something, man? He was like, his face was looking shocked. He didn't even have an answer. I said, what you think I'm a joke? Shook him. What you think I'm a joke? He was like, I said, man, listen, man, I want my money, man. I want my money, Jeff, man. Real talk, man. I want my money. I ain't playing, Jeff, man. You bought my whole freaking package, man. I could have sold this to anybody, man. I want my freaking money, Jeff. Stop fucking playing with me. I shook him. He was like, his shirt was like this. He was like, man, look, calm down, Weezy. Look, I'm gonna freaking pay you, man. I said, man, look, you better have my goddamn money, man. He was like, well, come on, Weezy. I said, man, look, man. I ain't joking with you, bro. Like, real talk, man. I don't play about my bread, man. When you gonna have that shit, man? What your people say, man? He was like, man, they said they're gonna freaking have it for me. I said, yeah, we're gonna find out, bro. When, bro? When, bro? He was like, Friday, man. Friday. I said, man, look, I want my shit, Jeff. What the fuck is wrong with you, man? You done bought my whole shit. Fuck wrong with you, man? Don't be playing with my money, man. This could have been any goddamn body that owed me, y'all. By the way, he was like, man, I'm gonna have your money, man. Word, everything. So everything. I was like, all right, man, be a man of your word, man. Yeah, you know what I mean? This word went down the steps like bad dudes. So boom. Shoot back to the pod. Mad as hell. Go back in the joint. I'm so Weezy. I'm like, shh. White boy Jeff, man. You know what I mean? He was like, damn, he be paying though. I'm like, I know. I was like, man, I ain't got time for that shit. I want my money, man. I got shit to do. Goddamn, you know what I mean? I felt crazy. I'm like, this shit wild. So I'm trying to goddamn alleviate. I'm trying to let this shit go. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm trying to let it go. I'm trying to be humble about this, man, because I just got back to the building goddamn not too long ago. I don't really want to blow it and get kicked out of the building again, but still though, man, I need my bread. That man owe me $600. I need that bread, yo. I ain't joking with you, man. So I'm trying to just, you know what I mean? Like, you know what? Just gotta wait, man. It's a waiting game. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. Some dudes was like, yo, why you put your hand? I was like, I just grabbed him. You know what I mean? I ain't hit him or nothing. Dude was like, man, he probably don't pay you now. I'm like, nah, he gonna pay. Nah, he gonna pay because he like to get high. You know what I mean? So I'm just in the joint chilling. I'm like, damn. So I'm like, man, this shit crazy, man. I was like, man, who got the la-la, man? Niggas was like, yo, the la-la in 31 part. So I'm like, man, who the fuck got it over there, man? He was like, I don't know who the fuck got it. So I hollered at Popcorn. I was like, yo, here, man. He was like, what's this? I was like, look, it's about $20 of miscellaneous bullshit, bro. It's coffee, goddamn, a whole bunch of dumb shit. I'm like, hey, look, see if you can get us some goddamn la-la from across the hall, man. He was like, all right, Popcorn jumped off the drive. He went downstairs. Popcorn get out that hallway anytime you want to. Open sesame game. Popcorn went into the joint, you know what I mean? Popcorn came back in like 20 minutes. Came back, he was like, he ain't had no laundry bag when he came out. He was like, so he meet me at my cell, you know what I mean? He came back to my cell. I was like, hey, what's that? He was like, oh, I want a spoon. Yeah, give me a Feezy too. I was like, all right, man. I was like, man, who got that joint over there? They was like, they said the white boy got it. I'm like, what white boy? They was like, the white boy Jeff. I'm like, who? They was like, white boy Jeff. Popcorn didn't even, Popcorn looked up. I was all the way down the steps already, y'all. So boom, I'm at the door like this, hit the button. They said, what, White? I said, man, look, can I go holler at my cousin? No, White, you already been out there already. I said, please, I ain't never asked you for nothing like that, please. She was like, hurry up, White. Over Sesame Gang. I come out that joint. I was like, hey, call Jeff, man. His cup went up. Like, get Jeff. Dude was like, hey, Jeff. This is when I see him cause the door. He's like, hey, Weezy wants you. He came down the steps like this. He was like, he come down the steps. He dumb high again. I'm like, as soon as he come to the door, I'm like, hey, look, get the door open, man. He was like, bish, 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 bish. He say something to the lady. Hey, can I step out? The lady was like, no. I hit the button. She said, what, White? I said, look, this is who I need to talk to. I said, can you let him out or let me in? She was like, no, talk to him through the door, White. I'm like, because they opened the booth was up there. I'm like, I want to say, you rhinoceros pistol. I was like, man. I said, yo, look, you got some la-la, bro? He was like, yeah, but you know, I don't smoke it, so I'm just selling it. I said, man, listen, man, how much fucking la-la you got, man? You owe me fucking $600? He was like, no, you want some la-la? I said, bro, listen, what the fuck do you think, man? You bought my whole fucking package. You don't think I want no la-la and you owe me money, nigga? He was like, how much la-la you want, Weezy, man? How much you want, man? I said, nigga, how much you got? Fuck wrong with you? He was like, I mean, I probably can knock off a couple hundred. I was like, man, look, man, goddamn it. He was like, look, how about this? If I can give you enough to knock off 300, Weezy, like, how long would you wait, man? He was like, because, like, my people, you know, they got me, but, like, you know, like, $600 is a big order. I said, I thought you talked to them in the VI, nigga. He was like, I did, and, you know, they say they had me, but, like, you know, sometimes people drag their feet out there, Weezy, man. Like, you know, like, he kept going like this, you know, because, you know, like, I'm like, bro, listen, bro. I don't got nothing to do with that shit, man. I was like, man, look, man, I'll be in that motherfucker when they call child, man. I said, man, look, just like you told me about the Hardee's chicken. He was like, what? I said, don't do nothing with all that goddamn la-la, nigga. So boom, I slid, went back to my pod. You know what I mean? I was like, damn, I'm thinking. I was like, damn, this dude had la-la the whole time. Like, he know I'm a la-la fiend. Like, he already know this. Like, you owe me all this fucking money and you got la-la? You crazy right now? I'm like, man, this dude wild as shit. So, goddamn, I couldn't wait till they called child. I was like, man, I'm going over that bitch. As soon as they called child, I stormed over that joint. My word. I get over that joint. He was like, hold on, Weezy. He put the cut up. I was like, man, he went in his pocket. He was like, I grabbed that shit. This is my word. I was like, well, how much is this shit, man? And I ain't, like I say, I'm sorry to be like this, man, but like, everything wasn't adding up. Shit, when shit don't add up to me, man, I turn into a psycho, man. Like, that's just how I go. I apologize. You know what I mean? If bro end up seeing this shit, but like at the end of the day, man, I turn into a psycho, man. I don't be playing that shit with my money. So he pulled out the bag. It was a decent little bag. I was like, let me see this shit, man. He was like, let me see this shit, man. What the fuck is this? I'm taking out a knot, just pour that shit on the table. I was like, how much is this shit, man? He was like, man, I don't fucking know, man. He was like, but I'm fucking selling it for Commissary, man. I'm trying to fucking start a parlay up. So I'm trying to get all the fucking Commissary I got. That's why I traded fucking $200 of that shit you gave me for some of this fucking la-la. I'm like, the whole time you got this shit, you owe me. You worrying about fucking starting a parlay, man. I said, man, you owe me $6. He said, I'm gonna fucking pay your money, dude. I'm gonna pay your fucking money, man. Like, what the fuck? What do you want from me? I said, what I want from you? I said, man, for starters, I want this fucking la-la. He was like, it's fucking yours, take it. I was like, well, how much this knock off? He was like, man, how much you gonna knock off for it, man? I was like, what you say this was? He was like, it's probably about 300 and change. I'm like, all right, kill 300, man. I said, now you owe me 300 fucking dollars. I said, I want my fucking money, man. Not fucking playing with you, Jeff, man. He was like, look, man, just give me some fucking time. I'm gonna take care of the fucking money, man. It's fucking nothing, Weezy. It's fucking small to a giant, man. The fuck? I said, nah, motherfucker, because you got them pebbles that I gave you, motherfucker. So you living good right now. Well, I'm fucking still the dude that's being old right now. So I ain't trying to hear all that shit, man. I said, man, let's get my money, Jeff, man. He was like, man, Weezy, I'm gonna pay you, man. I'm gonna pay you, man. That's my word. Took that jump, went down the steps, man. Dude was calling me, what you say? I ain't listen to nobody. I dipped out the pod, y'all. So boom. I get back in my cell, went in the jump and broke that jump down. Popcorn come to the door. You holler at him. I'm like, yo, hold on, chill. Popcorn, hold me down. Because you know the back door right there. Hold me down, Corn. You know what I mean? Like, shh. I was like, come on now. Come on in. Popcorn came in the jump. He's like, did you holler at him? I'm like, yeah. He was like, man, we didn't even get a chance to. I was about to roll up when I was in your cell. You just ran out. I said, yeah. That man owe me money. So you tripping? I'm trying to see what's going on. I said, but I got some though. You know what I mean? I got some. He was like, what you want me to do with this? I said, man, you can keep that. I said, look, let's see what this joint hitting on though. You know what I mean? Roll that joint up. That's my word. I was like, shh, that joint crazy, man. I was like, man, you know what I mean? Lit the joint. I'm like, lit the joint like, yeah, that joint the corn, yeah, man. Long day today, man. Long day today. We done hit the whole Feezy. The Feezy done went around 3 times each. You know what I mean? After they came around, we messed with the joint. I was like, I stood up. I was like, hey, Popcorn, that joint, what's up with that joint? Popcorn was like, man, this joint tastes garbage, Weezy. Like, it got a nasty taste to it, too. I was like, smelled the joint, had buds in it, sticks in it. I'm like, it's definitely Lala. I'm like, what is, I'm like, it had buds in it. I'm like, man, I was like, yo, this joint weak. I was like, man, I'm gonna wait till later. I was like, this joint gonna kick. I'm giving him this back. He gonna give me my $600. Popcorn was like, yeah, I don't blame you. Popcorn guy was like, man, somebody waiting on their clothes. He dipped out. I'm in the cell, man, y'all, my face like this. I'm like, I know this dude ain't give me no garbage Lala, man. And this man owe me $600, man. Like, well, he must be really want me to put my hands on him. This is what he really want, man. Sometimes people be asking for it, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie. So boom, you gotta have a talk, man. My word, they call night rep. You know what I mean? I shoot back out in the hallway again. Like, yo, get Jeff. You know what I mean? I'm locked down and so we locked down for that count. Man, that jump felt like a blank. I hit that jump with my roommate. That jump felt like a blank, man. My word, that jump felt like some Garbino. That jump felt like some Garbino, man. I was a little buzzy, but I didn't like it. It wasn't worthy enough for my money. Just put it that way. I called him back to the door. I said, yo, he came to the door. He was like, what's up? I was like, here. Slid that junk under the door. He was like, what's that? I said, that's what you gave me. I said, I probably smoked 2 J's out the joint, man. I said, but look, I don't want that shit, man. He was like, why? I said, because it's some fucking garbage. That's why, man. I said, so look, when you have my fucking money, man? He was like, man, Weezy, that's fucked up, man. I said, how that's fucked up? He said, cuz we could have let me fucking kill half of that shit, Weezy. Now you fucking want your whole $600 fucking dollars. I said, man, who the fuck you talking to, man? I said, man, I started hitting the button. He just started backing up. He was like, fuck you. I was like, fuck me. All right, motherfucker. Start hitting the button. What, white? I said, yo, let me hear right. She was like, no, I'm not. You out there arguing with somebody. You're not gonna have me have to be a witness and have to do this and do that. I don't have nothing to do with that shit, white. I'm like, man, please. She was like, no. I'm like this. I'm like, all right, this word. I looked up. He by the steps. He turned around. He going up the steps. He was like, he gave me the finger again, y'all. So boom. I'm like, yo, this white dude got me fucked up. I was like, man, I'm gonna beat his ass now. I was like, he got me mixed up, man. That's my word. So I'm just mad. I'm in the pod mad. I look up, a dude coming to the door. Black dude, he come to the door. He was like, hey, who Weezy at? Dude, like, he right there. I'm like, who the fuck is that? Look. Like, some black dude that was in their pod. I ain't never know the nigga. I'm like, what's up? They were like, yo, can I holler at you real quick? I'm like, what's up? He come to the joint. He was like, hey, look, man, Jeff just hollered at me, man. Goddamn. He's like, man, why you give him back the Lala? You was supposed to knock off the $300. You know what I mean? And he owed you. He was like, you done took this Lala and bring the Lala back to me. You ain't doing the deal. I said, it's not up to him what the deal is, man. I said, that man owe me $600, bro. I said, I want my bread, man. I said, forget that Lala, man. I don't care nothing about that. I want my money, man. I said, this man that stuck his middle finger up at me, man. I said, I'm ready to say, forget that money, man. I got a ham, man. He was like, look, dude, look. He owed me $300 at Commissary, man. So look, we just trying to come to a good agreement about how this can be handled. I said, yo, listen, I don't give a damn what he owe nobody, man. Respectfully, I said, he owe me. He owe me, man. I said, so look, I want all my money. I don't want that garbage ass weed. I want all my money now. That motherfucker gotta get my money, man. I'm not playing, man. I don't know what fucking kind of games he got going on over there. I want my shit, period, man. He was like, man, I feel that, but like, we all just trying to get our money now, Weezy, man. Like, and they say you ready to thrash him, so like, I'm just coming over here to talk to you before, you know what I mean? I'm like, yo, look, bro, I got a hand, bro. I got a hand. He was like, man, look, this is what I'm saying, though. I'm gonna try to go holler at him. And then I said, man, look, do what you want, bro. You know what I mean? Bro just dipped off. I'm like, man, can't nobody talk me out of this? This man stuck his middle finger up at me. This man owed me $600. He sent me some Garbino weed, man. That's equals ass whooping, y'all. So boom. The hell is wrong with him, man? My word, man. He done smoked my whole package up. Man, you out your rabbit ass mind, man. So I couldn't wait till the right time. I'm gonna get his ass. My word, I was plotting like a bitch. This is my word. I said, yo, they coming back for rent. Niggas were like, yeah. This is my word. I came out. I was like, I'm out in the hallway. This word, they slide open. I went up in that bitch. I was like, man, I don't give a fuck. Like, this usually you getting out around this time. I went up in there at this time. Went up in that bitch. Stuff's like bad dudes. Got up them damn steps. Went straight to his door. I got to his door. I was like, I couldn't even tell from afar because he had a something black on his door. So I thought it was just a dark sail. His door, I was like, this nigga got the cut up. I'm like, I knock on the door like the police. Hey man, what's up? What's up, man? He was like, who was that? He came over the cut. He was like, Weezy, look, get the fuck away from my door, dude. I said, what? I said, bro, you better have my goddamn money. He was like, get the fuck away from my door. I said, man, listen, as soon as this door open, I'm beating your ass, man. I'm letting you know now, I'm gonna beat your motherfucking ass, Jeff. Swear to God, I'm gonna beat your ass for everything I love. He was like, you're not gonna freaking touch me. You're not gonna fucking touch me, man. You're not gonna fucking touch me. I was like, all right. I said, all right. I seen my homeboy down the stairs. I said, hey, bro. Hey, tell him to open this door right here. Tell him to open this door right here. He was like, all right. He went to the button. He was like, talking about opening that door. He was like, he said, hey, bro, my good word, bro. She said, the dude in that cell said, do not open his door, period. No more the rest of the day. I was like, what? He was like, yeah. I'm like, this petty motherfucker, man. I turned back around. I was like, yo, look, bro, I don't want the weed, man. I said, fuck that weed, man. I said, fuck that weed. When am I gonna get my $600, man? I gave back that bullshit, man. He was like, Weezy, look, that wasn't a deal. I never broke a deal with you. I said, man, I don't want to fucking hear that shit, man. When are you going to pay me my money, man? How about that? Because you can't hide in the cell forever, bro. He was like, I can't hide forever, huh? Get the fuck away from my door, Weezy. I was like, man, all right, I'm going to catch your motherfucking ass, bro. I said, you got it, bitch. I'm going to catch your motherfucking ass. I dipped. I had to because it was going to get late. I was going to get tangled up over there. So I shoot back to the pod. I'm like, man, this pussy ass nigga, man. So right after night rent, we'll usually lock down probably 30 minutes after. You know what I mean? And we'll come back out again. Man, my word, y'all, everything, we locked down, man. We locked down. Niggas were like, yo, hey, look out the window. Now, I used to be on the side where you can look out the window, but my window side now is on the other side, so I can't even fucking look out the window. So I come to the door after I hear everybody saying it. I'm like, yo, fuck going on? So I see over that bitch. I see the nigga in the first cell at the bottom. I said, what's going on? Nigga like, yo, white boy Jeff getting walked to medical. I'm like, what? It was like, yeah, he taking him to medical. Taking them to medical. When you go to medical, when you walk that direction towards medical, that means you're going to the hole, y'all. So boom. This man checked in on me, y'all. Like, I couldn't believe it, man. I couldn't get my hands on him, y'all. I wanted to, but I couldn't, man. Or maybe I overreacted. I don't know. Either way, I don't play about my bread. And I wasn't feeling the whole situation, man. But white boy Jeff checked in the fucking hole, man. He checked in the motherfucking hole, man. I couldn't believe it, man. On everything, man. That nigga dipped. We came back out later on that night. Dude, that the same nigga that told me he came to join, he was just looking at me. He was like, bro, you scared him, bro. You scared him, bro. He checked in, bro. I'm like, I scared him. Man, y'all niggas, man, look, man, I ain't trying to hear that cookies and cake shit, bro. That's what I screamed to do. I'm gonna fuck about no cookies and cakes right now, nigga. Fuck around with you, nigga. For me and you have a problem, nigga. Tell me I scared him, nigga. Fuck around with you, man. You wildin'. I was like, man, I just went upstairs, man, just laid down, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. Like, my head was spinning. Like, I just was upset. I was angry, man. I wanted to harm somebody, man. I wanted to fight. This nigga just bought on me for $600. You know what I mean? As I laid down and I just kind of like got my thoughts together, y'all, like everything just started coming back. You know, sometimes you got to bring yourself back. You got to bring yourself back. I'm just laying there. I'm like, you know what, bro? Like, don't be too mad, bro. This this is something that your man left you. Like, the main thing is that you paid your man the money. You know what I mean? Like, you can't be too angry that the fucking white boy checked in on you, man. You scared the fuck out of him, for one. You showed him your maniac side, for one. You know what I mean? And I did, you know what I mean? So I take a lot of responsibility and blame for this. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, he still owed me, man. But I just kind of calmed myself down and told myself, though, you know what? It's not really a loss. It's a loss because nobody likes to take no losses in prison. Like, taking a loss in prison is different. Nobody likes to do that. You know what I mean? So, like, this was a loss, but it wasn't a major loss, man, because this was something that somebody left me. You know what I mean? So everything I was getting was a bonus. I just didn't really get shit out the joint except the money from the old head. So I'm like, man, this shit crazy, man. As I'm sitting there thinking that, a knock on the door came. I'm like, yo. I come from out of the cut. I say, yo. I see the old head. He like, I was like, man, come here, man. He came in. He was like, I told you don't fuck with his ass, didn't I? I was like, man, look, Uncle, man, respectfully, I ain't trying to hear that shit right now, man. He was like, nah, like, shh. God damn it, man. Hey, should've just dealt with the commissary, man. I was like, man, look, man, get out, man. Get the hell out my cell, man. He was like, nah, I just can't tell you that. He might come out the hole, though, man. I said, yeah, if he come out the hole, he already know I'm on his ass like flies to shit. He already know that. He was like, but I told you, though, man, I know these motherfuckers, man. So I was like, all right, man. So he dipped off, man. To be honest with y'all, like, the only money I made out that whole shit was the money that Unc gave me, man. The little 25 and 25. That shit was crazy, man. But you know what, though? Things happen in penitentiary, man. And goddamn, the nigga Jeff never came out the bin. He took his talents to South Beach, man. That's what they usually do. They take their talents to other prisons and do the same shit, man. That's just how it go, man. So I took that L, but that was another valuable lesson that I learned, man. You can't be too mean to somebody that you giving something on the blind to, man, because like they have the advantage. They can check in and they win. So like I learned from there to kind of be calm and get my money in a calm manner, you know what I mean? Instead of being an angry bull. So it was all good at the end of the day, y'all. So that was a crazy situation. But that's the end of the damn story, though. I appreciate y'all for watching another one. But I need y'all to stay out the way, man. Y'all already know the count, man. Being out here with your family is way more important than fucking running the streets and goddamn going to jail for dumb shit, man. Be smart, man. Be somebody out here, man, that's gonna think for himself, man, and make the right moves, man. Stop hanging with people that's getting you in trouble, man. Stop going around places that you know you're gonna get tangled up at, man. You gotta do better out here, y'all. Stay out the way. That's all I'm saying, man. Period. But y'all already know what it is, man. This was the Thursday banger. So what I need y'all to do with this one? Like, share, subscribe, y'all. Let's get it. Let's go. But be safe out here, y'all. And stay out hands out the way.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart just to open your eyes up.